My name is Bill Gentile, and I teach backpack journalism courses. I conduct backpack journalism workshops. I also teach journalism at American University here in Washington, D.C., and I teach essentially what I've been doing for the past 35 years, photojournalism, foreign correspondence, backpack journalism. I started out as a foreign correspondent, moved into photojournalism, worked for United Press International, Newsweek magazine, and now I pretty much do independent documentaries. And I teach documentary making at American University and outside of the university as well, i.e. through these backpack journalism workshops. We're living in the middle of a revolution that has been made possible by technology. The innovations in small handheld digital cameras and our access to the internet mean that we now can communicate, common citizens like you and I, without having to work for a major broadcast corporation. We can communicate instantly and globally and in a language that everyone can understand, that doesn't need translation, that needs no corporate support, because we can manage this technology which has been developed in the past 10, 15 years. My whole point in these backpack journalism workshops is that we now have this ability to communicate internationally with no corporate control, with no censorship. For the first time in the history of mankind, we can communicate instantly, globally, and in this language because we're the beneficiaries of this technological revolution. It's really quite extraordinary. You know, the key to this new technology is the fact that we can create communities through the internet, of course, using this technology to which so many of us now have access. Again, we don't have to work for, international global communications networks or corporations. Common persons like you and I have access to the technology through which we can communicate. The possibilities of forming communities, like communities around a cause or around an idea or around a center, like the Sergeant Sullivan Center, are limited only by our imagination or lack of imagination. What we can do now is form these communities, form these networks of people who have a common idea, a common focus, a common cause, and use this technology to exchange ideas, to join forces, to force change. I think it's extraordinary that we have tens of thousands, actually hundreds of thousands of veterans coming home from long deployments overseas in conflict zones like Iraq and Afghanistan. And they come home and sometimes suffer from maladies that no one really quite understands. And with a growing community, we can communicate with people all over the country and all over the world and force change that will benefit, thousands and tens of thousands of servicemen and women who have done their duty for our country and now, I think, should expect us to do something for them.